As a missional leader, you are trying to make a difference, and part of that is having a strong online presence. And with so many people competing for attention and online resources and tools and new websites coming all of the time, how do you make sure that your online presence is able to be found? One of those answers is on-page SEO. What does SEO stand for? It's search engine optimization. Search engines are trying to show the best results for the people who are using that. And you want to make sure your content, your website shows up at the top of that list when someone is searching for something relevant to your topic, to your organization, and to the way that you're trying to serve people and reach people. Now, there's different pieces that you can optimize on your website, and it is an ongoing process. So a few ways that you can do that is meta descriptions. What are meta descriptions? Those are the little tags, the little data, the information that shows up on your website that gives a description about what your content is about. This can be on every single page. Every single piece of new content can have meta descriptions showcasing what it's about and giving additional details that isn't able to show up actually on the page. It's talking to the search engines. It's giving contextual information to those web search engines, telling them what your content is about and specific search terms that you are relevant for and that you want to show up for. Headlines. This is your H1 tag right at the top. It's very important that you don't use more than one heading tag. H1 shows priority. And so you have an H1, you have an H2, you have an H3, H4, H5, H6. H1 is the most important tag that you can have on your website because this is the primary headline of your page. Every page has an H1 tag and you should never have more than one. So you want to make sure the primary keyword that you're optimizing for is in that H1 tag. Let's say you're a food pantry in Hurst, Texas. Your title would probably want to be Food Pantry Hurst, Texas, serving our community, or serving our community with food pantry in Hurst, Texas. That's where you're going to be able to optimize. Now, there's this tension and balance between natural language and search terms that people are searching for, and you want to make sure there is a balance. You don't want to just throw keywords everywhere and have it not make sense, because when people get there, it's going to look kind of weird. Now, the next thing is content. There's actually algorithms, as they're reading your page, they're measuring how many times you're using that specific keyword. Let's just keep using that example. Down the page, you might have a copy that says, we're passionate about resourcing people with food, and that's why we created a food pantry in Hurst, Texas. And that would be a natural way of incorporating that in a sentence, right? So you would put that in different places all throughout the page, and you want to make sure the specific keyword you're trying to rank for and show up for would show up more than one time, emphasizing its importance and the frequency in which you're talking about that, building authority. The number of words also contribute. There's some statistics out that's saying longer and longer pages of content actually rank higher. That's when you're getting into that 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,500 and even beyond sometimes word counts on a page. And then finally, website speed. This is something we've been talking a lot recently as search engines have started penalizing slow websites. They've started prioritizing the user experience. All of us can relate. We don't want to have a slow loading website as we've clicked a button and we're waiting for the content to show up. We don't want to have that experience. So search engines are actually penalizing websites that have slow loading times because they know that those websites aren't optimized. And so a user is not going to have a great experience landing on that page and engaging with that content. So it's very important that you're optimizing for site speed as well as your content and your keywords. So that's a small piece of on-page SEO. There's so much that I could dive into, but those factors right there will get you well on your way of taking your organization to the next level, ranking for specific keywords and understanding how to optimize for search engines and show up in front of the people that you're trying to serve and reach more of them. And also showing up in front of the people who want to support you and come alongside you and be a part of the mission.